Hey guys, welcome to Chapter 18, the final chapter in the Skyward Sword video walkthrough. It's now time for the last couple of boss battles of the game. You could leave the sealed temple and return to the sky to make final preparations if you'd like, but afterwards head on through the portal, head through the Gate of Time to get back to the past and speak to Impa, who is here. So after speaking with Impa, it's time to go. There's really not much left to do, so go ahead and exit the temple door and head over to what we know as the sealed grounds in the present time period. And this will begin the first of the three final boss battles. While it's not a traditional boss battle, I'm labeling it as a boss battle since it's actually one of the bosses you could fight during the boss gauntlet mode. It's really referred to as the Hoard. It's basically an endless amount of bokoblins, and there's a couple other enemies as well. You notice I used my upgraded stamina potion just because this area does have a lot of running. There's also a lot of stamina fruits along the sides, so you can pick those up if you don't use the stamina potion or don't have it. Alternatively, even if you have the stamina potion, you could use it at a later portion of this Hoard boss battle. As you progress down, the first barrier will basically prevent you from progressing, and these are the more typical bokoblins that actually will try to block your sword attacks, but even at this stage of the game they're quite primitive in terms of difficulty. And these are like early portions of the game enemies. You'll have to kill all of those bokoblins before you're able to progress, and each time basically you progress further, there's usually some new enemies or some variation of the enemies. In this case, we have some new bokoblin that are carrying bombs. You want to be careful. You don't want to just slash the bokoblins that are carrying the bombs. Otherwise, the bomb will explode and you'll take damage. What's cool about the bombs is that they'll actually damage the bokoblins and the moblins too. So you could use the bomb moblins to your advantage in a sense. Just run away from them, make them throw their bombs, and then just get out of the way, and it'll basically defeat all the enemies. They'll do it for you. At the bottom here, there are three basically wooden shield moblins. In general, they're not that difficult. The good idea is just to be a little conservative here. Don't just go running in and slashing away. Move away, defeat the bokoblins first, and then just take out the spear moblins one at a time. This area has a couple of bokoblin archers. I personally like to use the bow and arrow here. It's really up to you. These Bokoblins could be quite a bit damaging. The Bokoblin archers. Not necessarily damaging to your health, but it could be damaging to your shield if you have a regular shield. At one point later on, there's several Bokoblins that shoot arrows at you at once, and even if you have a fully upgraded like Sacred Shield, you could lose it in one hit, in one set of hits, because there's literally an area where there's like almost a dozen Bokoblin archers right next to each other. So you want to be a little careful. You could just stay back a little bit. If you have the Highland Shield, as I do, you could theoretically just hold that out there as long as you like, because that won't break. But I like to be a little conservative here. Try not to take damage. It's worth noting that some of the Bokoblins will drop hearts here. It's a good idea to pick up as many recovery hearts as you can. If you play it safe, play it conservatively, you can pretty much always have full health here. I mean, the damage you will take, you can just get it from recovery hearts. So just keep making your way down. This particular area has more Bokoblin than most, it seems. Once again, you'll reach a barrier here, and what appears is just a blue Bokoblin. It might appear as if it's a blue Bokoblin, but this one's much different than any of the blue Bokoblin we've fought before. This one is actually a little more intelligent, it's a little stronger, it has different attack abilities in a sense. It'll basically back away from you and do like a charge attack towards you. And it takes several times you gotta knock it down, so it's a little more damaging than any of the previous Bokoblin. In general, I think it's sweet that he's here. However, why wasn't this the blue Bokoblin we fought earlier? I mean, this is the type of enemy progression that makes sense. Well, I don't know. I think we should have fought that earlier. It's a more difficult variation of a Bokoblin, but still nothing that's like astonishingly hard. This area is a little tricky in that one of the Bokoblins will have a monster horn and he'll blow the horn. There's pretty much an infinite number of Bokoblins here. What you'll need to do is kill the Bokoblin with the monster horn and then pick up the monster horn yourself. If you're unable to pick up the monster horn, one of the other Bokoblins will pick it up, and then that Bokoblin will start blowing the horn. And it's sort of an endless cycle of an endless amount of Bokoblin until you can pick up the horn yourself. So once one of the Bokoblins has a horn, he'll basically stay away from you. He doesn't want to. He pretty much doesn't want to. He'll let the other Bokoblins come after you, and he'll sort of stand back. So it's basically a series of Bokoblins here. Eventually, another barrier will be left, and this time around we have a couple of Stalfos. They're not that difficult at this point. The only way this would really be difficult is if you just sort of rush down here, and they were still a Bokoblin that had a horn. These Stalfos could be difficult in combination with a whole herd of Bokoblins at the same time, so it's really the only thing that could potentially make this challenging. I think it would be cool if there was two like Stallmasters at the same time. That would be cool. But anyway, continue progressing along. Once again, there's another one of those more difficult blue Bokoblin. My suggestion is once he appears, don't continue running down. Take care of this enemy now, so you don't have to deal with it with all the other enemies at the same time. That's one of the tactics you could use to defeat it. Just target it, and then deliver a Skyward Strike beam blade attack. Anyway, continue down here. There's some wooden shield moblins here that are slowly but surely making their way up. And beyond here is a series of Bokoblin archers, and these are the archers I was mentioning earlier. I mean, there's what, 4, 4, and 3, 11 archers right next to each other. If you stand right in the middle and just hold your shield, if it's any shield pretty much other than the Hylian shield, maybe the upgraded iron shield could last that, but the sacred shield, that would break instantly with like basically 11 arrows being hit at you at the same time. Anyway, you can take out all the archers, do it in whatever method you'd like, And then you want to, of course, get rid of these spear moblins that we are encountering here. Nothing too difficult. Again, the whole progression of the enemies. We just fought a couple spear moblins, so why not metal spear or why not metal shield moblins here instead of the wooden shield ones? That would make a little more sense in terms of the enemy progression. I also like how when the moblin falls on you, you don't take any damage. Anyway, make it all the way to the bottom. This is where the seal is usually. When we are fighting the imprisoned, right in the middle at the bottom. And this is the last horde of Bokoblin, but luckily for us, it's pretty much just these standard Bokoblins, nothing difficult. So just slash away, and this is pretty much going to do it for the Hoard boss battle, if you want to call it a boss battle. And that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Join me for the next video where we will take on Girahim.